we doing, folks? My guest today is going to be U.S. freestyle ski team member and Olympian Dylan Walczyk. And in this episode, we go through and discuss Dylan's career. We talk about how Dylan got his start in the sport of freestyle mogul skiing, starting out at Bristol Mountain, eventually meeting John Dowling and following John out to Team Breck and Team Vale. And we talk about Dylan's time on the U.S. ski team. Dylan's been on the U.S. team for 12 years. He's been a stalwart on the World Cup tour. He's had 41 top 10 finishes, 11 top 5 finishes, multiple World Cup podiums. 4 times he's finished in the top 10 in the overall standings, and went to the 2022 Olympics in Beijing. We talk about that journey. We talk about the highs, the lows, his successes, and what continues to drive him today. We talk about his passions. And we talk about Steezy Joe Network, Dylan's new project in promoting the sport of freestyle mogul skiing, putting out instructional ski videos. It was a lot of fun to have this conversation with Dylan. We had a blast, and I really hope you folks enjoy this episode. Thanks. Dylan, thanks so much for coming on, dude. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Bob.
We've talked about this a couple times. I'm glad finally we're able to come together and get a chance to chat a little bit. So to start us off, how did you find your way into freestyle?
Bristol Mountain.
Okay.
Bristol Mountain freestyle, New York. Super small mountain, not a whole lot going on. You did Morgan, right?
Yeah.
What did she say? Same thing?
Similar kind of, but how did you, I guess, like, were you a weekend skier there?
Yeah, there was a couple
and then just
options.
wanted to try out the freestyle program?
I was doing like the, I don't know, they had some kind of ski school program that I did for part of a season. It was kind of, I don't know, it was like a advanced ski school group of kids that were just like kind of trying everything sort of thing.
Okay, so it wasn't like just Mo's Alpine, you kind of dabbled in all the...
Didn't really ever like race a gate, but and we didn't, I don't know, we just kind of crew, it was, I don't know, it was like an advanced group of kids. It's called some bashers, rippers, some shredders, something like that, something hip. Yeah, that for like a half a season.
Okay.
And then it was kind of like choose racing, choose moguls.
Okay.
I'm old enough that park wasn't really a thing at that time.
Okay. It's kind of just starting to get going.
Yeah, like slope wasn't very organized yet, at least in that part of the world. Like it really hadn't been organized yet. Not that that would have been something I was interested in, but like the people who looked like they were having the most fun, the coolest thing was the freestyle team. It was Johnny's freestyle team. Like those guys were having, like they had jumps kind of built places. They were like just jumping off of stuff, and like it just, I didn't even really know moguls was like a part of that. And it turned out like I became like a skier, not necessarily like a jumper.
Right.
But like the first thing was like these guys were just jumping off stuff, and it was cool.
Which you thought that
like it was just
it was
cool. They were just like hitting, like they were doing like zootniks and back scratchers and double daffies, like huge double daffies. And so it was just cool, you know? Like, it was cool. And the racing looked inherently less cool.
Right.
Hindsight 2020, maybe downhill would have been a better career path monetarily.
Right. Monetarily,
and excitement-wise.
Excitement-wise.
You know, like if I could have been a Swiss downhiller, maybe that would have been
Austrian,
pretty cool too.
Swiss, Italian.
That could have been cool too. But no, mogul skiing was the coolest thing at the mountain at the time.
Gotcha. And so did you know once you signed up for it, were you like, this is sick, I want to continue to kind of pursue it? Or how do you, I'm always curious of like the journey in.
I didn't even really sign up. They had a mogul event. Bump This. It's called Bump This.
Okay.
And it was right at the base of the mountain, like in everyone's face, you know, like right into the parking lot, kind of right in the base lodge.
Yep.
And I competed in that thing, and it didn't do good.
Yeah. Imagine.
But I was super excited about it.
Right.
And I went to this is actually really cool. My coach, you know Johnny Kretz, right?
I just know the name.
So Johnny, like he's the director, he's my first coach, and then the director of that program for a super long time. Built an amazing program.
Yeah.
And he actually kept the result sheet from that first bump this.
Yeah.
And my name's on it, and I went to him with the results and my little scorecards, and I was like, what does it mean? Like, why did I suck? How did I, whatever. And he went through all of it with me.
Yeah.
Super cool. And then I don't know, what was it? I think it was like right after the Olympics, he sent me, he was like, I was cleaning out my locker and I found this, and he took a picture of the result sheet and sent it to me. It was like my first ever mogul event. And it had like all these like iconic names from all the New York guys at the time. Like, it was pretty cool.
No, that's super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah. So it started there.
The next season I joined.
So how old were you then when you?
Oh God. Bump this, I would have been like 8 maybe.
Okay.
And then I think my first year on the freestyle team was 9.
Okay.
Things accelerated like really, really quickly at that time. Like I was good. By the end of my first year on the team, on the freestyle team there, I was good. Like I was like properly good.
Yeah.
By 12, I was winning A events on the East Coast. I moved up to A's at 12, and I was winning A events. Mm-hmm. So between like 9 and 12, like it clicked quickly.
Yeah. And what do you attribute that to?
I think
just paying attention.
I'm super obsessive about when I want something. I obsess about it to a point where I just learn it really rapidly.
Gotcha.
I think that I'm gifted in the way that my body learns as well. Like it just learns naturally pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Things I see things and I can like in ski instruction they talk about movement analysis and all this kind of thing. People like I never understood movement analysis because I don't have to.
Interesting.
So I just see something and I can interpret what that is going to feel like to me.
Gotcha.
So even from that age, just watching guys, there was like this dude, there's 2 dudes, even Johnny as well was like an amazing skier. He still is, but at that time he had younger bones.
Younger body, younger frame.
Ripping, like there was some guys that were like really good there, Eric Titus was sick, and this dude Kurt Gottwalls was sick, and Todd Battle. Like these guys they ripped, like they just ripped. They were the dudes that I was seeing running around throwing double daffies off of stuff, and they were just. I mean, I have no idea what their technique was when I look back at it or think about it, but like these guys were just bombing straight lines, just like.
And did they like zippers, let you into the world?
Totally.
Or was it kind of like big age gap?
So cool. Yeah. Like even the age gap, like probably with some of them, like, Gottwalls, for example, inappropriately let in, big brother style, but to the extreme, like swear words, funny, all the cool things, but it made me feel cool, and it was super addicting.
Well, you get brought into that
kind of coolness was so addicting. So.
Right. Well, it's interesting like that dynamic because you also are like young and there's things you have no idea about.
Yeah.
But then they're trying to bring you along. Like I remember Nate Roberts, Jim Carrey. I mean, there was a whole crew, Nat Sherman, Chase, that were all older. Mm-hmm. I was 9. They were like 15, 16. And I was like,
and they were telling you what boobs felt
and
like.
They were like, hey, put Britney Spears stickers on you. I was Britney Spears. I had Britney Spears stickers on my skis and like everything out because we had moved out from back east to here.
Right.
And it wasn't like I had a lot of friends kind of my own age, so we had doing ski team and everything else. I was like 9, they were all like 16, 17. And I remember for my 9th, I think it was my 9th birthday, first concert I ever went to, Blink-182.
Nice.
And I don't think my parents knew what they were getting into.
Right.
And the whole suburban full of like 16, 17-year-olds, and then me at 9.
Yeah.
And obviously Blink back then, I think it was the Mark, Tom, and Travis show.
Right.
And, titties everywhere, the whole thing. I think my parents were rethinking the choice of like, this is a nice birthday present. But hey, never forget it. Never forget it. So they kind of welcome you in, bring you along, kind of nurture you, and then boom, you're quickly
For sure, yeah. And I was just chasing those dudes.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we were really ever doing like, I didn't do ultra technical work or like any sort of like video analysis or that much stuff until I went out and started working with John at one point, Dowling. But I mean, a lot of it was like monkey see, monkey do, and just cat and mouse chasing these guys. And there was this crew of older dudes that were super sick, but then there was also this crew of dudes that were my age or within like a year or two of me, that were also amazing, like so good. And so there's a thing about like Western New York, and it I don't know what it is, but there is some like super ballsy dudes out there, and I think I don't know what I don't know, maybe that
What's
there's
attributed
maybe that there's like I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
There's this
something unique about it.
Yeah, it's just like these people go hard there, dude.
Yeah.
Like they really
So those guys
throw
would push
down,
you
and I'm not that I'm really calculated with my risk. Like I risk a lot in certain things, but I'm extremely calculated. I'm not like that at all.
Right.
So being surrounded by this like crew of just junkies, basically like adrenaline junkies, essentially.
Yeah.
Was also rapid in that. And I don't know, when you are young like that, dude, like the amount you can risk without thinking about it is crazy. So I think that helps with your progression too, because like
100%.
Like if I want to go do something right now, like I'm like learning to paraglide right now. I've been like paragliding for a couple of years now. The risk that I have to take to progress in that sport is significant.
Right.
And it's the same thing with like mogul skiing when I was starting too. It's like, but you're willing to take that risk when you don't know what the consequence is.
Yeah.
Now I think about every consequence for that risk, right? It's
sure.
Like, shit, dude, I could die. Like I could die doing this right now. You know, like, and I think about that. Whereas before I would just do something and not understand what that risk was. So I think that you have that rapid development when you're young too.
When you're young and you're just chasing other guys.
Yeah, you're just like, it just looks sick. You're like, I want to do that. Yeah. I see it and I'm just gonna do it.
Right.
And then you're surrounded by like, you have these dudes that are like big and older and badass, and then you have dudes that are your age that are pushing just as hard, and they're ballsier than you are. So it's like, I have to.
Right.
I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think maybe like the way I am now and the way I calculate those risks was made from that time when I was younger, being pushed by dudes that were way ballsier than I was, like all around me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So like I had to figure out how to do things with technique. Or I was like, if I'm gonna do my first straight 720 or something, right? Like I need to know, like here's the consequence, and I need to figure out how to like make my technique better so that I don't have to crash. Because I don't want to crash, right? Like these guys, that they didn't care. They didn't think about it.
I'm not thinking about the consequences.
Switch 9 on my old line Mavericks, pinned out and stomp it off a mogul jump. I don't care. And I was like, that's maybe that wasn't me, you know.
Right.
But I wanted to do what they were doing, but I just wanted to do it my way, which was way more metered and calculated and
No, it's. I mean, it have a little bit more progression to it, so you know at least a little bit more of like what's going on.
And I guess that's stuck with me till now, even. It's like totally how I operate now.
Right.
Still, so.
Well, it's kind of. I mean, it's a risk sport, right? You know, it's an extreme sport where you know, especially as you progress through, you get older and older. Like those risks. Like, you know, I've had a lot of those conversations with you know. Heather McPhee, Hannah, and like, you know, as you start to age and everything else, Shannon Bart, like those hits start to like add up, and that risk assessment that maybe you didn't even think twice about it, like 16 to 19, like, I'm gonna make sure everything's set up and I'm really ready and really committed to doing this.
My goal has always been to never take the hit.
Yeah, that's not a bad goal.
So if my technique is strong enough and my skill is built the right way, then I never have to take the hit.
Right.
I'm living on borrowed time for sure, but trying not to take the hit.
So what made the change for you to go out and move to Breck?
Out west.
And was Killington or any of those East Coast programs like on your mind at all
Deb
of going there?
Bad, man.
Yeah?
If Deb watches this, Deb wanted me bad.
Yeah?
And KMS was cool. Like it was cool. We talked about KMS. We talked about, and I guess this was a little later even, but we talked about like KMS and Holderness and CVA and what it was like, you know, because there was like good dudes in those programs at the time, like Coda and this big dick Nate Johnson or whatever his name is. Nate Johnson, dude. This guy was also sick.
DeGravio had just kind of. So what year was this? Had he just made the team then? Because there was a couple of those years, like 07, 08, Nate Johnson. I remember him.
This would have been like right before like Coda went to Steamboat.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Those guys went to Steamboat.
The East was stacked back then.
It was gnarly, dude. Like, East was really good. I think so. Like 9 was like really my first year through the team, the Bristol program. 10 was like my first year in B's, like trying to like I was starting to see some success in B's. Like I was like good then, like I was like performing well. I wasn't like winning anything, but I was like pretty good.
Right. You saw the progression kind of happening.
And 11 years old, I won every B event I entered.
Gotcha.
Except for Eastern Divisionals.
Who won?
Nick Simeon. That's
Okay.
his brother.
Yeah.
Which is funny. We rode the chairlift. We were riding the chairlift up together, and I didn't know who he was, and he didn't know because I was from Western New York, and he was in the
New Hampshire, right?
Or maybe CV at that time.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not sure, but they were in that. Yeah, they were in that Northeast New England area, and we had never skied against each other. And I was like, "Oh, like, what do you think your chances are of like doing well?" And he was like, I think pretty well, like pretty good, but there's like this one other kid who's supposed to be really good, but I don't know who he is. Like his name's Dylan, and I was like, oh, dude, that's me. Cool. And then he won. I did horrible. It was at Placid. I can't even remember what it wasn't. It was
Placid. Really, you bounced back.
Yeah,
you bounced back.
I bounced back.
You got redemption.
Yeah, I did. No. That was an amazing season. Like I remember, like we showed up at like Hunter Mountain and for an event and people were like really upset that I was there. They were like mad. They were talking to my parents, and they were upset with my parents that I was there. Like, why don't you move him up to A's? He doesn't belong in this division. Like,
he doesn't belong here anymore.
Like, I don't know. But everything ramped so quickly. But it was like it was ridiculous though, because I remember at the top of that event, you remember like back in like the early 2000s, I guess they still do it, like, but the early 2000 ski movies, like when they do the urban segments, and before they had like winches and stuff to get towed in, they would pull, like dudes they'd hold their poles out, and then their homies would like run them into the rail.
Yep.
I had, we were trying to get more speed. This was at 11 years old in a B event. Slingshotted into the top section to get more time points.
Nice.
At 11 years old.
Yeah.
And you can imagine in B's that the people were just like, what is this guy doing here? Like, this is not behavior that belongs in B event, right? Like,
send him up.
Like, yeah. And then,
So division, and then obviously you move up the next year to A's.
To A's.
Yep. So
I moved up in the Spring Classic in Killington,
okay,
which is an A-B event at the time. I don't know if they still do that, but they didn't even have
they
A's.
usually
Do they still have A's and B's in the Eastern Division?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they still tie. I mean, at least then, right? They tied that into like the Bear Mountain Mogul Challenge. Wasn't that kind of like the same?
No, this was on Superstar.
Maybe that was a different year.
It wasn't on OL. It was on Superstar.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and Johnny wasn't there for that one. That was my first A event. Johnny wasn't there, but Stan Pollock was there, the head coach of Holiday Valley at the time. I don't know. He's probably still involved in that program to some extent, somewhere over there in Ontario or Western New York there. But he was like that was like our sister program for Bristol. They were like our next closest mountain, so the teams were relatively connected. So I rolled with him there. He was really cool, and I don't know. I got like a top 10 or something. He was I dueled one of Avital's brothers and beat his ass.
Gotcha.
One of those fools.
Yeah. One of them had to be one of them.
So that was like pretty cool. And then my next day event I won.
Okay.
Which was the opening in Killington the next year.
And so when did you decide to make the move kind of out
west?
Yeah, to west.
Somewhere in there we went
KMS
to...
is coming after you.
Yes,
thinking
exactly.
about CDA, thinking about some of those other like options on the table.
Somewhere in that time, I can't remember. Dude, I feel like maybe I was like, it was like 10 or 11. It was in that area there.
Right.
I went to Mogul Logic.
Oh, okay.
And that was like another weird one.
So was that when Babbitt was running it?
It was Babbitt.
So Babbitt had just taken over from Chuck.
It was Chuck. Chuck was running it.
So Chuck was still. So that was before the transition.
That was the year before Babbitt took it over, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the coaches, like the lineup was like, it was like Chuck and KB and Sammy Musanen. Mm-hmm. But the one guy that was there that clicked was John.
Gotcha.
Dowling was there.
So Dowling was there.
Dowling was coaching. Dude, it must have been 10 because like I wasn't allowed to go to the camp. I was under the age requirement for the camp, so my parents had to go, and they had to like work this thing with Chuck and KB where it was like, well, it was like Michael DeGrandis and I went out together. Gotcha. Like his family went, and my family went, and like that was like where he got the nickname Bandit there because he burned the shit out of his face, and he had to put the bandana on. Oh, but yeah, it was like DeGrandis and I went out with our families, and yeah. Sick, dude.
So you really enjoyed the time with John and
Well, it was like this really like kind of goofy, weird thing that I thought was like the coolest thing on earth that John did. And I was learning heli X's, and my cross wasn't like very big. I had this like kind of lame cross, and John like laid me down on my stomach and like tweaked me on the hill. He was like, "Yeah, lay down on your stomach," and then he like grabbed my skis and was like,
you're like, I didn't know I could like, flex that much.
Yeah, sick. Like it's like a weird goofy thing. I don't know. I've seen him like do it a couple more times, but it was like that was like the thing, man. It was like that was the thing. When he did that, I was like, this guy is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. It's like a weird goofy thing, but I was like that's crazy. And then Riley Campbell was there.
Okay.
All of like John's Team Summit guys were there.
Gotcha.
So it was like Riley Campbell was there. Eric Haywood was there. Hensroth, Justin Hensroth, and
gotcha.
Probably some of Whitney and Poifair and like that whole crew. He had like that team was sick at that time.
Gotcha. Yeah, that team was rolling.
Probably a young Michaela right? too. Yeah, that whole crew was there, and we asked if. You know what? No, we didn't ask anything. We knew like where they were from. We knew, and they all had the cool Team Summit jackets. The Team Summit jackets at that time had like patches on them, like they were
patched up and down.
They looked like a.
Was it Fate? Because this was Park City.
City
had Fate.
They were Spider. They were Spider at that time because they were the Alpine jackets. But they looked like I've never seen a ski team have like official things like that before, other than like the U.S. team.
Right.
Like, that wasn't normal on the East Coast to have like patched like a uniform for your ski club.
Yeah.
Like it was just like I was like, whoa, like these guys are official and like they're sick. Like it was like Team Summit. Like damn, like these guys are cool, you know.
Yeah.
Next year in November, a family went out to Colorado with Richie Morgan from Lake Placid. Mm-hmm. We met him through the water ramps up in Lake Placid. He was kind of running the show there. He ran that Placid program. And he was like, yeah, we're going out to ski Copper Mountain.
So that was like the early like October where they had like the little dog leg line up at the top over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we weren't even allowed on that thing.
Ah, okay.
Richie is a great dude.
Yeah.
But he never really set anything up. So we kind of just got out there and there was like nothing.
So you're like battling in between the gates and the mogul line.
Well, no, we weren't even allowed on the closed terrain. We were on public terrain, which is like we were on the White Ribbon of Death out there.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are we doing? Like, you know, and I was like, Mom, like, I'm not even like, we're here to train. And I was like, Mom, but like, we're not doing anything. Like, we're like,
dodging
skiing,
bodies.
we're skiing around. Like, we're not like doing mogul skiing. You know, I didn't understand fast training at the time.
Right.
In my head. But yeah, it was just like, you know, what are we doing? So then Mom was like, okay, like we'll figure something out. She talked to Richie and she's like, what's going on, Richie? Like, and he was like, I don't know, you know, like we're struggling, you know, like we don't have like a thing, you know. And, and she's like, okay. So she found, we remembered that John worked in, that Team Summit was from that area, right?
Right,
and,
sure.
And then a call got made to like Team Summit and to John. And it was like, hey, what are you guys doing? It turned out those guys had a line and a jump over at the basin up on Humbug on the gully.
Okay,
at the top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I went over to work with those guys, and like Riley Campbell was like learning his first D-spins. Like, he was just ripping loopfuls off this like sketchy jump, you know. And those guys were just like throwing down, and I was like, all right, this is cool, you know.
So what year was that? Because Riley retired like what, 09? Right?
Dude, I don't know.
Somewhere in there.
This was early.
Yeah.
This was early.
Yeah.
I was still really young.
Okay.
And that was kind of like when I got a taste for like what was going on out there.
Right.
I was like, this is a whole nother
level of
new
sport,
world. You know, like there's a whole like that first Whistler camp, like seeing dudes ripping super hard to another level than what I'd seen at Bristol. Like this was,
right.
Another.
You're kind of surrounded by it up at the glacier too.
And
like anywhere you look, whether it's the free ride guys or
getting it, and like World Ski Mogul Camp was still happening at the same time.
Okay.
Like as this, so like they had like all the mega pros over there too. Like,
and then you had Smart Mobile Skiing before it was Momentum. Probably,
it was SMS.
Right?
SMS was up there. Yeah. It was just like, dude, it was
every T-bar ride. You're just like, oh my god,
pros.
Dude,
like dudes I didn't even know who they were yet. Like dudes that you remember skidabosses.com before it got taken down, like the OG one where they post like all the shit.
Yeah.
We used to watch that when we go to the regional B events and stuff, and the A events. We'd go like all the families. We'd say like some like Residence Inn in Buffalo or something.
And
like
all the clips.
like the event would be over, and then the World Cup would happen, and we'd all be like surrounded watching the videos, and like laughing at the French dudes who sucked at that time, because like they'd like I don't know, for some reason the French team was like not good at that point. Like they'd have like you'd have like your top. They posted the top 10 videos, remember?
Right.
And then they'd have all the French dudes.
All the French,
And they'd be like they'd post like their 40th place run or whatever. They're just like eating it.
They had some rough. Yeah, that was rough.
It was a bad stretch of years. Like Gilbo was in there at some point, but then he like became amazing.
Yeah.
Shortly after.
It was kind of like who Loren Knoll was kind of just coming down, because I remember he started doing loops. He had the helmet with dreads. He was like pretty legit. I think Richard Gay had probably retired.
Yeah, he was out.
All the
legends
right?
were out
I think
by
he
then.
was done.
But this was this weird like dead period of their program. But we always made jokes like, "Oh, we could move to France. You could be on the French team."
They figured it out.
Yeah, now those guys are great.
So, when do you decide to actually like move out full time? Is that like kind of like, hey?
I think. Well, I moved out at. We did this thing with. So at 14, moved out full time. Like partway into freshman year, moved out. The family moved out there. My dad got a job. He was working in New York.
Okay.
In the city, and then he got a job in Vegas. Mom wasn't going to Vegas. I wanted to ski. That was Colorado. That was the halfway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
And there was actually this like, it'd be remiss if I didn't mention the sneaky Mountain Creek, New Jersey era.
Okay.
So I think that was like right after A's started for me.
Yeah.
My parents moved to New Jersey.
Okay.
We moved from New York to Jersey, and I did all of middle school and my first like half year of high school in Jersey, and I was skiing with Mountain Creek for like a year, and they're amazing dudes. They put in the most effort. Every time we it was horrible, dude. Like all the parents would come out. They had like the coolest dudes over there. Chris Picano. You remember Chris Picano?
I do not.
Oh no. Man, dude, this guy, he was amazing. Another like really cool role model for me when I was younger, who was like just a not too much older than me, but old enough that it was,
that was a role model.
Really cool at the time.
Gotcha.
And a lot of really great dudes over there. And they would build, like everyone would come out. We build this mogul line.
Okay.
For the weekend, as a weekend program, right? Like Friday, we'd go up, we'd build the mogul line. We'd come out Saturday morning, and they catted it. Flat. Shit. And this is like, there was no snow on the sides of the hill. We were like building jump. We had to build this jump once with like literally with dirt, like grass, like turf balls of grass and rocks and dirt and stuff, and then just like covered it with some snow.
Yeah.
And we're like training on that. Like the effort was really high, but I got like nothing out of that. So then like for the next year, my parents actually just started like. The next season, my parents would drive back. We were living in Jersey, but they'd drive the 4 hours every weekend back to Bristol to train with the Bristol program. And then the move out west happened at 14, moved out west. But for 2 years, though, like the month of November and then the month of May, I would go train with John.
Okay.
So you remember Hunt and Kiki Adams?
Yeah.
I lived with them, or they lived with my mom and I in November, and we were like doing a homeschool thing.
Gotcha.
The 4 of us, or 3 of us, and then in May we'd do the same thing, and the 3 of us would
go out. So you'd be able to get, because they usually do a big May camp up at A Basin, right? That's usually big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we all moved out there that same year.
Gotcha.
The 3, like Hunt and Kiki moved out, their family moved out, and my family
You guys finally made the move.
Yeah.
And needless to say, happy with that decision looking back on it.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I've meshed with Summit County, Colorado more than anywhere else I was previously to that.
Yeah.
I'm not really like a Jersey dude,
Right.
I'm not.
You got a little more.
I'm not a New York guy. I like the bigger mountains.
You got some mountains in you.
Yeah.
The
bigger the mountains, the better. Yeah. And now I'm thinking, now Switzerland has even bigger mountains, So.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. The Swiss Alps pretty good.
Yeah, they're big.
So how quickly after your time in Vail and Breck do you start to see like moving on, getting into NORAMs, and then getting some success and kind of continuing?
Man, dude,
Did you toil away, moving and kind of skiing Rocky for a little bit? Did you struggle with that transition?
I was good. I was getting top 10s and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bunch of those 8th place poop ribbons they used to give out in Rocky.
Right.
The doo-doo ribbon is the brown 8th place one.
Yep.
I had a lot of those.
Plenty of those hanging in the garage.
My career for a long time when I got out there was overshadowed by De Grandes.
Mm-hmm.
Michael was like the chosen one at that time.
Mm-hmm. Now, did that drive you? Like, was that the competitiveness or were you just
we were friends? Like, we were friends. Like, he also kind of made that move out to Summit at the same time.
Right.
They got a house. They bought like a house in Copper. He was from Holiday Valley.
Yeah.
So we had competed like as kids,
little kids
together.
going. Yeah.
And then we went out and like he was with Team Summit for a while, and then he went to Steamboat.
Right.
But that whole time, like he was at Steamboat and I was Team Summit. Like, I always thought I was like I'm better than this dude. Like the whole I was like I'm better than this guy, but I'm not getting these results because like his tricks once again his tricks were bigger than mine or something, you know. Yeah. And I was like, come on, like I'm better than this guy. And then there was like one season when we never dueled.
Interesting.
Never ever dueled.
Right.
There's one event we dueled.
And that was it.
Crushed him. In that duel. And then I don't know what happened, but my results just ramped.
Gotcha. So is it confidence-wise? I mean, it's something you already knew, but then you get the affirmation of that and you just keep rolling.
Maybe it was like the panel saw head-to-head and they were like, whoa, maybe this guy is better than we thought he was or something. I don't know what happened.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but that was... That next season,
right? A little bit of a turning point. So is this like divisional championships, or is this like,
some Rocky?
Just some Rocky event. Okay. And had you done selections yet, or started skiing NORAMs or any of that stuff, or no?
No, NORAMs is an interesting one for me. There was a very specific program with NORAM for me.
Okay.
That John controlled, and it was super cool, super smart. All of those guys that I was competing against, like Mike and whatever, all those dudes, Kamenecki and Dalton Lee, like all these kind of sick dudes.
Steamboat boys, Steamboat crew back then.
Yeah, there was a good crew. And then all of the Team Summit guys. There was that split in Team Summit.
Right.
Where Carson and John split.
Yep.
And we restarted Team Breckenridge. Like Team Breckenridge version 2 with John. And it was like completely paid out by fundraiser and by families.
Gotcha.
Of the athletes that were involved. So like John's salary was like on
essentially
from just the kid, the families, and we did like a really successful fundraiser, and it was like completely unsustainable, which is why he went to Vail, which is like really understandable.
Yeah.
But it was really Team Breckenridge version 2 days were so cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, we didn't have the after that happened, I was like winning stuff regionally at that point. Mm-hmm. In the Rocky division. Like mind you, like when I went into Rocky division, both discos were still competing.
Right, they were still
Rocky.
There. Yeah.
Coda was competing in Rocky.
Right, Reed had probably moved out by then, right?
No, he was still in Rocky.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. He was a Steamboat. Yeah, exactly.
East.
Yeah. The Rocky was. I went from stacked East Coast to stacked Rocky because all the good dudes went out.
And it was like each division was pretty stacked because Bartley was in Steamboat for like a little bit, and then he ended up going to Park City, but like.
Yeah.
It was like when you won an event, you actually like earned it. Like the first regional I ever won, like Brad was second, I think Panther was third,
Intermountain was
fourth.
Also insane, dude.
Cordeaux was fifth. It was like the top 12 skiers had all made finals at a
There was a wave of dudes like from my generations that were just insane,
stacked,
dude.
Yeah. No, it was definitely stacked back then for sure.
So like I don't know.
So what was the plan kind of for NORAM? So because your first tour was what, 2011 or 2012? You won the tour.
11-12, yeah.
11-12. So
I won my first NORAM tour.
Yeah.
I won every NORAM tour I competed in.
Right.
Sick statistic.
Right.
The
three times.
Greatest NORAM
skier
of all time.
Yeah. 3-time NORAM champ.
Yeah, the plan is we didn't really, like with Team Breckenridge, we just had John at the time. Like, I don't think Riley had started coaching with us. Yeah, I think he was still competing for like Telluride at that point. So
Gotcha.
eventually Riley had joined the Team Breckenridge program, and John and Riley were coaching together with Team Breck. But at that time, I think it was just John coaching, trying to run the thing, and it was like pretty stressful. And obviously, you couldn't just like, I was the only guy that could go to NORAM at that time with our crew.
Right.
And he like couldn't just leave and go to NORAM with me. So we waited. I did one NORAM. He said you can do one NORAM event.
Okay. So you did one in 2011.
I did one NORAM event in whatever the previous season was.
Yeah. What'd you pick? Did you go to Killington?
Park City.
PC. Oh, okay.
We did the Park City one. It was the closest one. We came out. We skied that one event.
Yep.
I got 12, 11, 12. I was pretty happy with my performance. But then not the whole tour. And all those other guys, like, they had moved on. They were doing, like, everyone I was competing against was skiing NORAM. And I was kind of like, this sucks, dude. Like, I want to go ski NORAM. And John was like, well, you're not going to win it yet.
I only have so much bandwidth.
Well, he was just like, you're not going to win it yet, so what's the point? Right. Like, he was like, NORAM at that time was brutal, dude. It was 1 month with 4 events.
Yeah.
That's gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
And you basically have to podium everything.
Right.
You want to win the thing. Yeah. And his whole thing was like, if you're not going to win,
right,
save the money, save the time.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right. Yeah. No. Good advice. For sure.
Can we pause for a pee break?
Yeah, of course.
Fine.
Hey, folks. Just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you for your time and attention listening to the show. Now back to the episode. So, NORAM. John says, save your money. We'll do one NORAM next year when you can actually win the thing.
Yeah, the goal was like John had this plan. The plan was just we built it like basically we're gonna build as far as we can go in Rocky, essentially, and then there's just gonna be this year where you just win everything. Yeah, and that was like his plan. He was like we're just gonna win every major event of the season.
That's the plan. I'm like, all right, that sounds like a pretty good plan.
That's what we're gonna do. So
yeah,
and like at the time, dude, the whole time we had Team Breckenridge, we didn't have a course at all. We mostly had we had natural bumps, and we had a standalone jump for most of it. Right. Most of the time, when we did have a course was for our event, we'd have the Mach 1 course. Right. Which we did have that course was pretty sweet. Pretty sick to train on. It was silly to train on in the sense that you couldn't. Not very realistic. Yeah. Compared to the rest. But also, at that age, I think that run made a big difference in my career because I was basically able to show up to any event and kind of laugh at it. Right. Like I could look at the course and kind of be like, I did a backflip on top air Mach 1. Like, right. This is Valsine cone. Who cares? You know. Right. Like it didn't. Compared to what Mach 1 was, it was right. Did not seem as challenging. Yeah, it just was that run is so extreme. It's so extreme. And just be training on that every day. It was we got laps and laps on it. So they have a high speed mid station. It was crazy. Anyway. Yeah. So who else was the crew then? Of you guys just lapping it was me and Bonneville. Some had kind of probably left at that time in 2012, right? When did he make the move to Vail? Was it that next? John? Yeah, he made it the year after I made the team. Okay, so I made the ski team this breakout season. Right, 2012. Yep. And then we sat down at the Rec Center. He's like, I have something to ask you / tell you. Right. I got offered this director job at Vail. I'm gonna take it. Yeah. I'm gonna work the best I can to bring all you guys because our team was sick, dude. We had Emerson. Yeah. Emerson had come out by that time, and we had DeBonneville was also so good. It was a good crew. Yeah, we just had it was sick, Yeah. It was a sick crew. And but anyway, that season we didn't have really anything to train on. It was this super old school mogul style, just ripping natural bumps. Hiking this standalone jump. We were on this high school afternoon program. Come out from high school and John would be out there with this kayaking / hockey helmet, purple thing. I don't even know what it was, but he'd be out there by himself, just hiking this jump throwing fucking D-spins and loops and backflips. So like I was learning all those tricks at that time too, right? So I was learning those tricks with my coach, which was really cool. And John was like not young then, you know? Like he's in his 40s, like for sure, like mid 40s, I think at that point.
Yeah.
And he never did those tricks like competing or anything, like in his era. Like he had learned all that stuff like well after his competitive career and like well after he'd been coaching for years, but like that's just like his nature was like to go learn these things on ramps so that he could like teach them better or something. I don't know. Right. Or he was just really into it. I'm not really sure what his psychology
was. Try to get an understanding
but
of what's going.
It was really cool. Like John was better than me at skiing at that time. Like I could duel him and he would beat me, you know, like he was really, really good at skiing. Yeah. He still is amazing at skiing.
Right.
But he was young enough that he was like really good. And it was kind of that same thing that I had at Bristol with Johnny Kretz and those other guys was like, there's a guy who's I'm not competitive with, like he's my coach and he's like better than me at this thing, you know. So and it was kind of that same thing, and I could do that same monkey see, monkey do. I could do that same falling thing anyway.
So, and did he do a pretty good job? You said it's usually pretty easy for you to get that information, like his verbiage, how he explained how things work. Like, did that mesh pretty well with you? Or?
I know that some people like have a tough time understanding John, what he's talking about. Like a lot, like he uses his own dictionary for skiing, right? He uses all his own like all great coaches use their own
terminology. Yeah,
and he has his own dictionary, and it's difficult, I know, for people to understand him sometimes. And I've never had that issue with him. Any word that's ever come out of John's mouth, I see it in my head.
Right.
I can run the video in my head while he's speaking. I don't even look at him. My eyes just kind of glaze. When he's speaking, my eyes kind of glaze over.
Right. You're kind of just
and I'm watching it in my head. His words are just going in my head, and I'm watching what he's saying. And you've seen his drawings, right?
Oh yeah,
it's insane. Yeah. Dude. We built like the style of skiing that I have. We built that together.
Right.
Like he'd done that with multiple other athletes, with the Toby and Bloom and these guys.
Right. He's got amazing skiing. Quite a roster.
But his modern technique that he's like, we built that together, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's built on my body type. It's built on my. I was like the guy who was able to do the things that he was thinking.
Right.
So he would think those things, I could see them, and then I could do them. Mm. And we built like that technique together, which was
and it always
really
continues
cool.
to change, right? Because the courses have changed so much, right? You're always constantly
we've modified adapting. And John's amazing with that. He's always watching the best people. Yeah. And he's kind of learning. He's not like learning directly from them, but he's paying
attention
things that are important, and then he's taking things that from a long time ago that are really important. Mm-hmm. Things that make skiing beautiful, and he's mixing those things with what it takes to win these days.
Right. It's tough. It's a tough art, right? Because it is still an art.
Not to me, dude. Like I don't know what people are watching sometimes in the modern world, you know. But we don't need to spend an hour bitching about modern mogul skiing.
We can.
We can. I got a lot of things to say about it.
Perfect.
But yeah. So back to that arc. That arc there is this breakout season.
Right.
I showed up. I won U.S. selections. Went to the NORAM tour. Won the NORAM tour. Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember that. I have
won Junior Olympics. Went to Junior
memory at that.
You probably didn't even know who I was, dude.
Not until like probably halfway through the tour, I would say.
Yeah, nobody even knew who I was. That was out of division.
I just remember Reed going around that control gate in Apex. Because I remember at the end of the NORAM
I crashed out in Apex too.
When they announced
Reed as the winner,
and they took like the picture and everything, and everybody was like, "I think this is totally wrong." I'm pretty sure Reed.
Well, you know, the great Shane moment. You know who stepped out?
Who?
Shane.
Oh yeah.
And he goes to Deb, and I remember my mom brought it up when we were talking about Shane, and she was like, "Oh, you remember when he
like, Deb, you're wrong."
He's like, "I don't know what math you did, but." You're wrong. You know, Dylan won. You know.
Yeah, it was like
so loud too. Like
you need to go check that. I definitely remember that. Yeah.
That whole tour was nuts, dude. I got really sick in Telluride at the first event. I had like super bad flu.
Yeah.
And I went and got like X-rays and stuff, and the chest X-rays didn't come back for like 2 weeks. And I was leading the tour going into the last event in Killington. And John, that was the one event that John showed up for, was the Killington one. Because I rolled with Scotty Meyer and Rick Shaner with Wasatch, those dudes for that tour. That's where I met those dudes. And then John Joe went to one of the events also. You know, I rolled with that crew because John couldn't go on tour that year. But then he was like, I'm going to one of them. And he went to the finals one, especially like I was winning the tour. And he was like, okay, I need to go. He went to the Killington one. We got to Killington the first night. The course was like horrendous on conclusion and like super unsafe and totally out of spec. And and the chest x-rays came in and they said, you have an enlarged pulmonary artery. You can't ski. Like you could have like a heart attack or something, you know, like you can't. And it was like kind of this confusing moment because I felt fine. Yeah. And I was like, I feel pretty okay. But there's these people in Telluride looking at x-ray telling me that like, and my life is in danger if I do athletics, right?
Right. You get your heart rate up.
And I was winning the tour and I was like, I have to ski.
Right.
Like I can't not win this thing. Like I'm right there. All I gotta do is get like third place or something. I gotta win this thing, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like Keating had to, there's like the Reed, Keating and I were all pretty close. Yeah. But anyway, like, so we protested the event. Your coach was pissed.
Protested?
We protested NORAM finals.
The finals?
We protested it because it was out of spec, but really we protested it because I wasn't supposed to be skiing.
Right.
And if it never happened, then I win the tour anyway.
Right.
And Marchetti wasn't happy about that.
Still went off.
He didn't like it. It happened.
Still,
yeah, we paid the $70 or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
It happened.
It happened.
Keating crashed out in the final. He qualified in first too.
Yeah, that was before.
Like he qualified into that. Was a 4-person.
That was like before super finals.
That was first year super final. That was a 4-year super final. 4-person super final.
Oh, that's before they went to 6.
The first year of super final.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because at nationals they did 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't ski nationals that year.
Oh, you were at Junior Worlds.
Junior Worlds.
Gotcha. Yep.
So
after obviously you make the team, everything else. I mean, what's that transition like? I mean, was that ever like a huge goal, like coming into it, or was it just like winning the tour? Like, what were your
we wanted
aspirations?
To win. We just wanted to win everything. Like it was like we're gonna win everything, and I'm gonna be on the US ski team by the end of the year.
Gotcha.
Like I had told Deneen at the spring camp in A Basin the year before, I was like, I'm gonna be on the team next year, and he was like, all right, dude. Sure, dude.
Yeah.
And Coda, he was like, yeah, all right, you know,
right.
Whatever, man. Like, no, I'll see you guys, you know.
Right.
Just young, cocky Dylan, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that happened.
Right.
Went to World Cup finals, Majev, super cool. They did the count in French. I dueled Dave Gravio, my
Dave.
First duel I was skiing so great, and everyone was bitching about the course being like super rough.
Mm-hmm.
It was springtime Majev, and like everyone's bitching about it being
so
like super
slushy kind of.
Dude, they were saying it's like, oh, it's so big, it's so sharp, and I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, I thought it was like this is the first World Cup course I'd seen. It was like small moguls, tiny corners. Like I'm coming off with a heavy NORAM tour, looking at this thing like, this is the dream. Like you guys, what are you bitching about? You know, everyone's complaining about this stuff. I was like, this is sick. You know, and I was skiing really good, but the whole time I was working with Rawls and I was kind of questioning like, do I belong here? Kind of, you know, like I was kind of eyeing everybody up, and I was like, wow, like everyone's amazing. You know, like these guys are sick. Like they're really throwing down, and I was kind of like. I really had this kind of like, do I belong here kind of thing. And Rawls was really cool about it. He was like, dude, like you definitely belong here, you know, like like this is your thing, you know? Anyway, I thought I was going to do pretty good there. And I rocked up in the gate. They did the count in French. I was standing there with my dick in my hand, dude. I was like not even in. Dave was like in the gate ready, you know. Like it was just another world of intensity at World Cup, and I was just standing there like waiting for someone to tell me that the thing was gonna start, you know.
Right.
No one said anything, and then I just heard like the trois, deux, un,
and then
the gate went, and I'm standing there like playing with my poles, you know.
Right. And like Dave's at the top.
And Dave's gone, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I pushed out and like trying to skim that flat top section to catch up. I punched like super hard on the top air landing because I was like, the whole thing was just like a mess of blur. Like it was just horrible.
First taste of World Cup.
Whatever, dude. Zemba rocks up and gets like 8th place or something.
Yeah.
That was his first one too. He was like 8th, and he was like big dogging around the whole room all night. It's super funny, dude. There's so many like good lines that people said that we still talk about. I think he called like Sterling on the phone that night, and he was like, "Yeah, coming to nationals, like we're gonna pull so much ass, man," or something. I don't know. Those guys are like, wow. And Coda and Dave are screaming from the other. "Yeah, you're gonna pull so much ass, man." Yeah, sure. It was like back in the dude crew. Like it was sick. Dave was brutal. That whole night with Zemba. The whole men's team at that event was in the same room. I've never seen that since, but the whole men's team was in the same room in Majev there. And Dave was just, I can't remember what he kept saying. You know how he like repeats things? You know? He kept like saying, because Zemba was like real fired up, you know?
Yeah.
And I was kind of laying back. I didn't know.
Just taking everything in, right?
First experience. But Zemba was definitely like talking some shit. And Dave was just gnarly, like giving it to him, like you're gonna get your ass kicked. like he was just like so gnarly.
You have no idea.
Yeah, like just beating him up bad, and then it's funny.
Classic.
Dave, that was the first duel Dave won the whole season. Was with me. He comes across the line. He did the big. That was the first time he did. I think the first time anyone did the big throat slit. Yeah, just like the coaches like Harald. I think like Harald and Lasse were just like, what the fuck, man? Like come on. But it was like it was so cool. Like it was cool.
Tom Dave felt threatened.
I got my ass kicked, and Dave had.
Did he have the long hair then?
I can't remember.
Yeah, because I know he had that time where he was growing that thing out.
I don't remember. But yeah,
so then what's that like? Obviously, because you work obviously with John and everything else, and then you're young. You're going on to the ski team, and obviously you still have John there.
I told those guys to pound sand.
As simple as that. Pretty much like I'm working with John,
and I'd do it again, but it wasn't a good move.
Right.
Like politically, super not a good move. I was blacklisted essentially, like right off the get-go.
Gotcha.
Rawls was still like good to me, and the coaching staff was good to me, but I definitely put a rift in the whole thing with that move.
Gotcha.
And whatever.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah. So make the same decision again.
Yeah, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
John was my guy. I knew that's where I was going to get my best training. That's where I wanted to be, and I don't fit in the boxes.
Right. So that's where you felt most trusted, and you had the person that you trusted the most to be able to make those changes.
Why not work with the guy who I still believe is the best coach in the world.
Right. And I mean, our sport is so unique in that it is an individual sport, right? You look at pro tennis players, and the USTA has coaches that they provide for, U.S. tennis players and everything else. Obviously, if you're that top upper echelon, like a lot of them have their own private coaches and everything else. So I mean, it's not like that's the first time that's happened.
No. And it's what it is,
Right. Yeah.
And I at that time, I think that Brian and Matt, I don't know who's behind it, Brian or Matt, whoever these days right now, has done such a nice job of making the U.S. team a better place to be an athlete.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if it's a group effort or if it's just Brian or just Matt, who it is, but it's a better place to be an athlete now. There's more, you have more freedom to get what you need or be what you need to succeed, and they're willing to work with everybody. And not that it wasn't at that time, but it just was like nobody was doing that at that time. Like Pat was like kind of the first dude to do that kind of thing,
right?
Like go out on his own, and it was rough for him too. Yeah. Like they just like talk shit about those guys all the time. It was like you're us or you're not us,
right?
And I was not us.
Yeah. But now you'd say like Matt, Brian, they've done a better job.
Whatever,
It feels
out of
more,
whatever the changes.
Yeah. When do you feel like that kind of happened? The last 4 or 5 years?
Since Matt went into, since they got rid of that other guy, whoever that Jeremy guy.
Yeah.
They got rid of that.
Moved into that freestyle sport director role.
Yeah, and Matt went into that director position, and Brian went in. Like, took over. I think over those couple of years, like something has changed there, and it's a much better environment.
That's awesome.
And I think they're going to see more success in the future because of it.
Gotcha.
I think it's going to be a more successful team.
Yeah.
Especially, I think U.S. skiers are massively individual for the most part. We all come from different. We have so many little programs. We don't have a system like other nations do where they have a pipeline. We don't really have a pipeline system like those guys have. No, right. Definitely. So like everyone's technique is a little different, and the way people compete, the way people train, it's all different. So
right.
They're going to see more success, I think.
Yeah.
Once you get them in the system, then
right.
You know, if you respect what people want and what they think they need, then you get more out of them probably.
Right.
They've just done a much better job. So.
Well, that communication and being able to explain and have that respect, as you say, right, to what you want to do and what the individual's best needs are, right? It's a weird sport. It's a team sport, but it's an individual sport. It is, yeah. So it's like you support everybody, you have your friends, but at the same time, it's about you.
Yeah. A piece of it may be also that I'm an adult now, and I'm way less of a whippersnapper. You know?
Yeah. A little bit mellowed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm mellowed out. I'm just not rubbing people the wrong way as much anymore. Probably. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's not that I literally told them to pound sand. You know, I was like, you guys suck. I'm not working with you. It wasn't like I'm gonna work with this guy because he's my coach and he's better. It's like,
you guys suck.
I'm gonna shit talk you guys.
I'm totally
out. It was and I was just a douche, you know.
Yeah.
That was the part that was the mistake, right?
But that's the stuff that you learn, right? I mean, some of that you only
dude. I wouldn't want to change anything, dude. Yeah. I would have been every bit of the douchebag, every bit of the decisions I made, because it was all cool, dude. It was all cool,
right?
What difference would it make now if I kissed ass,
right?
The first 4 or 5 years, what difference would who cares?
Yeah. Do you think it would have made a difference?
No, dude. No. Probably not.
Right.
Part of that was my persona, dude. That was my edge. A lot of that was my edge. That kind of mentality.
Gotcha. What do you mean by your edge?
Well, if you want to compete,
your persona and everything else to give you that little one up on everyone else kind of thing.
If you want to compete at the highest level, you have to believe that you're doing something different than everyone else, because you can't beat someone doing the same fucking thing.
Right.
If I go be Mikkel Kingsbury, I'm not gonna beat him. I'm just gonna be not him, you know.
Right. Exactly.
He's him. I can't. You can take things from these people, but you can't. You have to have something that makes you believe that you're better. Yeah. Or that you 100%. Can dig into when shit's going bad. When it's not working, you have to have something outside of skiing in general that you can dig into to pull yourself back up.
Right.
Because you're just going to fall out if you don't. You don't stand a chance, you know? It's too competitive. You have 100%. To, and for me at that time, and still to some extent, I'm going to be the underdog. I'm going to put myself in a position where everybody doesn't like me, so then I can use that
as motivation.
Be nobody likes me, or I have a rift with these guys. I'm going to be the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That was my edge, you know.
I mean, I think you're one of the most liked guys on tour now.
Well, it's funny, dude. All the coaches, I've got yellow cards on World Cup.
You gotten a few. Joe gave you a few yellow cards.
No, I think. Well, yeah, I got reported by. I guess I don't have to say who reported me. It's not important. But dudes that coaches that ran big national programs had beef with me.
Yeah.
And I got reported for minuscule things, what I thought were minuscule things on World Cup.
Right.
Just as a shot at me to you know, and I'm those guys now. I'm friends with those guys. We have cool conversations. I would call them friends now. You know? And I was just a rougher person to get along with at that time.
And when do you think that dynamic kind of changed?
Probably after the games.
After the games. Okay. So what was that experience like in the culmination, kind of going through skiing all those World Cups, and then kind of you get pushed back down, you have to go ski a NORAM tour, win another NORAM tour, you get some more World Cups, you have to go do another NORAM tour. I mean, it's quite the journey to get to that first Olympics. And was that always...
That's 20 years, dude.
Was that always kind of the goal, though?
To be an Olympian?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, well, so I was curious. No, well, some people are like, oh, I just want to make the U.S. ski team.
No, dude, I wanted to be an Olympian since
So that was, yeah.
The Olympics existed.
So what was that like then? That fucking culmination, you finally get to go through, and now you're getting COVID tested 100 times a day.
Dude, I tested positive in Los Angeles at the...
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was a...
False positive?
False positive. Ganoza called me. Alex and I were chilling at the pool. Ganoza calls me. He's like, there was a... You're going to have to come down. There was a problem with your test. He was like really cagey about it too, because I don't think he knew what to say. And
right.
It was like, it was such an inappropriate time to say anything. Like, it's just weird, you know? And
like,
it was just
you need to come down here.
Came down and they tested me, and they were like, oh, you tested positive. We think it's a false. There was like 4 of them today. We think it's a false positive. And I was like, yeah, it must be, because I've been in my basement for 2.5 weeks, dude. Like, I haven't done anything for 2.5 weeks. I came in so unprepared to that thing, because I just basically went to my basement, like sat in my basement for 2.5 weeks. Like, my muscles were roasted the first day of like training at the Olympics. Yeah, like, so dumb, because I was watching Netflix for like 2 weeks, dude. I was like afraid to leave my basement.
Oh, it's so good.
But yeah, dude, it was amazing. That phone call was amazing.
Yeah,
phone call was amazing. It was like the coolest thing ever, because I didn't really understand the criteria.
Right.
Honestly, that season, I didn't think. Like we finished, like DV was that last qualifying event for that one. Mm-hmm. Like basically finished and like I think Brad and I were tied, and then he got, I don't know if it was that. I think Brad and I were like kind of tied.
Okay.
And I'm like at the bottom of the course, and Brad was kind of next to me, and I don't know, he had like a 6th or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Like we were tied, and he had the best result or something.
Gotcha.
I'm not really sure. And I got down, and I was like, I kind of like, I didn't like, I whatever got, I think I got 7th or 8th, I don't know, something there, and I didn't get what I had to get, what I thought I had to get.
Right.
And I was kind of like chilling with like all my guys and my minions, my crew was there, you know, everyone's there, and they were like, you know, like whatever, you know, we gave it like a good shot, and I was like, and I was way more proud of it than any of my other like attempts, you know, that were basically just shot in the dark, like every other shot I had, because I was getting crushed by the ski team, like just trying to obliterate my career with those other ones.
Yeah.
And then Brad was like, Brad came over, and I was like, this douchebag, you know, like he's gonna come over and like rub it in my face now. Like I didn't want to talk to anybody, you know. And I was like, and he came over, he's like, dude, like, let's go, like, congrats, like, we're going, and like it's so sick, like you made it, you did it. And this is after like McQuinn like KO'd himself in the super final.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because if he got a podium there, which he was kind of like online to
skiing.
do it,
he was
like
skiing
it was
so
like
well.
Like it wasn't. It just, then the results were, they were just throwing crazy scores too, and it was just like, whoa, you know, like. And he went down, and that's when Brad came over, because he was like, oh, he's not gonna get a podium anymore, right? After the kind of the after the shock,
after the shock wore off,
intensity of this crash went away, right? But then Brad kind of came over, and he was like, dude, like, we're going to the Olympics, like this is sick, like, congratulations, you finally made it. And he was like super hyped on it, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Yeah. And he was like, dude, he's like, you did it. Like, you're good. I was like, I don't believe you. Like, what are you talking? Like, what do you mean, dude? And he was like, oh, well, like, no one got a podium. It's going to fist points or something. And he was like, you're in. And I was like, what? Like, I'm pretty sure I had to like get this, whatever. And he was like, no. I was like, oh, cool. And then like Emerson came over, and he was like, because he was like just started coaching at that time, and he was like, yeah. Like, you're good, dude. Like, for sure. Everyone was like coming over telling me like I did it. And I was like, I don't believe any of you guys. So I basically didn't believe anyone.
Gotcha.
I still didn't believe them. Went in my basement for 2 weeks. But at some point in that 2 weeks in the
Got the
basement,
call.
Gano was a call, and he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, like, and he was really cool because Matt's known me since I was a little kid, you know.
Right, in B's, right?
Yeah. Because he was running KMS at the time,
Right.
so like he's been there, he's been around my whole career too. So, yeah, super cool. Like, yeah,
Exciting.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like 30 minutes later, I got a call from John. What the fuck? Tess isn't going to the Olympics.
Did you get a congrats from him?
Who's your lawyer? What lawyer did you sue the ski team with? And I was like, what, dude? And then, oh, by the way,
So that was not the phone call you expected.
no. Oh, by the way, that's just John.
That's John. That's classic.
It's fine.
So good. So after you have that moment, like you've been driving towards that, what's continuing to drive you now? Like, is it another appearance there? Is it trying to perfect the skiing? Is it trying to have that perfect run?
I want another shot at it.
Yeah.
I want another shot at the games. Dude, I'm a ski bum in a fancy jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Moleskine is my life.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. No. Do it as long as you can. And part of that stems from also having that risk mitigation, calculating what, like, because you've had a very long, knock on wood, injury-free for the most part, right?
Well, I had severe head injuries. A couple severe head injuries.
Oh, okay.
It took about a year to recover from. I herniated a disc my first NORAM tour.
Gotcha. So
I've had a lot of.
Nobody gets out alive.
Yeah, I'm just
fully
super
alive.
discreet about any sort of injury I've ever had. I've either skied through it or just not talked about it for the most part, except for the concussions.
Yeah.
Those ones were kind of obvious because I was fucked up. Most people were like, "That's a different dude."
Right.
That guy's different. Yeah, there's another piece of it is that like everything. I'm motivated by. I'm a junkie too, but in a different way. I'm motivated by complete freedom. So, to me, that moment at the top of a course is, and it's fleeting. It's not every event. It's not every run.
Right.
There's that moment where it's like, when it hits, dude,
Yeah.
it's the realest thing that you can imagine, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
it's electric. Like, it's like, I'm getting like teared up just thinking about it, dude. It's like, it's real, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that's it, dude.
Yeah.
And
so trying to find that moment each and every seat, continuing to get as much
dude,
of that
everything
as you can
I do, I'm hunting that.
for that. Yeah.
And I haven't found it anywhere other than there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a special place.
It is, dude. I'm terrified to lose it.
Yeah, it's a special
Scary
place.
to think of that it's maybe gone soon, you know? Like, there's
No,
not that
it
many
can-
years left, you know? It's like,
Take advantage of the ones that you can, right?
yeah, that's it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
It's a special feeling.
Winning
Right. That feeling. Yeah. That's a
over-
worthy
over
cause.
everything.
That's a worthy
Selfish,
cause for sure.
super selfish, super not what like the ski team's looking for. Right? Like, they're looking for
Well,
medals.
if you keep getting the
They're
results,
not
though, you
looking
know,
for some
you're
like
like,
junkie in the gate, like, oh yeah, this is great, dude. I fucking love this. You know, but yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I've been hunting it with the flying thing.
Yeah.
It's like that surrender. It's that surrender, dude. You know, it's like that.
But I feel like it's a combination too of having something a little bit like on the line, not just like going out skiing the free runs.
Dude, I've never found it.
It has to be in the competition aspect. It has to mean something.
It's gotta
not
matter,
just doing
dude.
hot laps on Mach 1.
That's the other thing, dude. Is like when we talk about risk, dude, I will risk everything when it matters.
Right, when it's there.
I will not risk something I deem frivolous, right? Like it
Yeah,
has
no,
to,
100%,
like,
right.
but no, I'm surrounded by dudes. Like even I surround myself with really gnarly dudes. I think I have since I was just a little kid. Like this, that carried over. Like, I'm hanging out with dudes that ski super crazy shit that makes me want to cry, dude. Like shit that makes me cry. Like if I was standing on it, like freak out, full breakdown.
No thanks.
Like fall, you die.
Yeah.
Like these are the people that I'm around, you know, like because I have my mogul skiing crew, but I've always had like mountain guy crews, like I'm around like these just gnarly fucking dudes, you know, that and they amaze me, dude. Like the willingness to, like, for them, they've created what I feel in the competition, what I feel in the gate. They feel on a Saturday afternoon, skiing some 55-degree couloir. Dude. Like, come on. Like, that's cool, dude. Like, not for me, but that's cool, you know. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll get there, but, you know.
Yeah. No, it's good to be able to have that, to surround yourself with that. I think it's a good thing, especially like as the sport that you're in. Like,
I also love to see. The cool thing about competition is it's a blackout, a lot of it. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're so there. You're like your brain. Everything is your body's reacting and your brain's reacting to everything. Yeah. But it's kind of like it's like you're driving down the highway at 150 miles an hour in the middle of the night and a semi truck comes over the hill in the wrong direction. What are you gonna do? Right. I love throwing my body and my mind into places that I don't know what's gonna happen. Yep. And I just let my brain and my body do it. Just and that competition is like that, you know. It's like for sure. It's that freight train coming and you're standing in the middle of the tracks. And are you gonna make? You have to make that split-second decision. Right. Are you gonna do what you have to do? You get 25 seconds to figure it out. In that millisecond, right? You know that it is, and that's what competition is for me. That's what motorcycles are for me. That's what paragliding is. Like any of these stupid things that I do, it's like it's all just I'm just throwing myself into shit to see. I build my skill enough to make the calculated risk. Right. To throw myself into some to get that little bit of feeling heinous shit to see what I can do, and I always do it. Yeah. I always do the right thing. Like up until now, I always wouldn't be good. Always done the right thing, and it's like the greatest feeling ever when you're like, I did it. You know, like because I learned how to do it, and I'm gonna do it. You know. Right. You do it right. I'm not the guy who just does it to see what happens, but I want to be so good at things that I can do dumb shit safely. Right. And to the best, the best way I can. Yeah.
Well, one thing I know I wanted to talk about, somebody wanted to know who was your favorite mogul protege.
My favorite minion?
Yeah, your favorite minion.
I don't have it.
Oh, he's not picking favorites.
I love my current minion though.
Current minion?
I call him the kid. He's just the kid now. I call him the kid. Mateo.
He's not a minion anymore. He's just a kid.
He was never a minion. I never called any of them minions. You never called them. No, when we talked about Bristol, we talked about those older dudes pulling me in and if I could be that guy I was that guy for generations of kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's so cool. Yeah.
You're still doing it?
Yeah, I still got a kid out there.
Still got a kid out there.
My kid's amazing. My kid's my favorite skier. Like he's
amazing, six skier for sure.
And he's just the coolest dude ever. And I love to talk. If you can, the cool thing is it's not just as I get older. When I was younger, it was just like whatever. Hunter said something really funny too. He was like, there was a moment in all those kids' lives that for like a year or two, your gratification was worth more than their life. You know, like it was like, it is like totally true. Like you know, like I'm a cultist. You know, like. I'm into things that are like, I'm into cult cars, I'm into cult movies, I'm into cult technique of skiing. I'm in this cult. I'm always in a like, right. I'm interested in cults, and I'm always running some kind of cult, you know. And it's whatever, dude. It's not like a
the
bad
current
thing.
version.
It's
you're
not a
enjoying.
bad thing. It's all cool. They're all cool.
They're all cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, my favorite era of all of it's not related to any proteges necessarily, but. My favorite era was the Alex era. this was the coolest thing. Nobody has done this, you know?
Yeah.
Like get kicked off the ski team because you're too old at 26 years old.
Right.
Be the second best guy in the United States and get kicked off for being too old.
Right.
And then everyone thinking this guy's going to quit. He's not going to ski. And then just call up like sue those guys.
Yeah.
Could like sue them for age discrimination.
Right.
Didn't matter for team spot because they're not tied to the protected competition.
But it mattered for World Cup.
Right.
Through fifth.
Got the starts, confirmed starts,
Sure.
because they control, national governing body controls starts, right? So, they could have tried to hold those. They were going to try to not let me ski.
Yeah.
So I got those starts. And then, like, dude, to call up your best friend and be like, yo, dude, you want to coach? We want to go on world tour. Because we had talked about it. Alex is an amazing skier. Like, he's so good.
I remember him from back in the day.
Sick, dude. So good. And we he understands my skiing as well as John does, essentially, you know. And he knows how I operate. He knows me as like a person, which I think at that level, like,
especially when you're traveling around and everything else, that's what you want.
Need, dude. I don't need a technical coach out there coaching me a World Cup. I need a dude who knows me, knows how to motivate me, knows how, like, he knows what's gonna make me click. Like we rocked up at that first event in Ruka together, and like he had like jet lag, had never been he had never been out, like he had been to like Canada. Like he had
never been to Europe,
country, dude. And, like we're next thing you know, like we're in Finland, dude, and he's like, dude, I think he went through like 30 racks of beer in like the first like couple days, and he was just like hammered like half the time, and like he's like got jet lag and shit. He's like going to the bathroom all night long, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, this is crazy, you know? And we're in this.
What you signed up for, dog?
We're in this shitty little room. Everyone else has got like a suite with their own room, and we've got like this little dog shit room. There's like 2 tiny beds next to each other. We're basically like sleeping together in this like little tiny thing for like a week and a half. Anyway, he finally got it like all together, and I was kind of, dude, I was pretty nervous to do that first. I had been skiing like World Cup for whatever 8 years or something at that time, or something, dude. Like I was pretty experienced. Like I was top 10 seed. Like I was like. Right. But I was nervous to not have a team. It was weird. I feel like everybody was against me, you know? Like it was.
Oh yeah.
The international community was amazing, dude. Like everyone like really took me in, and it was super cool. And I luckily I knew all those people from all those years, but it was really hard, dude. Different. It was super kind of scary, and it was like, if I fail here, 100% on me, dude. Like it's all me. Like there's nothing to blame. Like this is just me.
Right.
And I was nervous, dude. And it was like the night before event, and it was like midnight, and Alex was down at the bar down there at the Colorado. And he comes, and I was kind of just in my.
He's playing pool.
Yeah, he was just hanging out down there, like, drinking beer with, I don't know, by himself. Who knows, dude? He's like, I'm gonna go down to the bar. You know? He's a freestyler, you know. And he came back up to the room, and he could just see it, dude. He could see like there's something like this it's not Dylan, you know, like something like he's not.
Your wheels were turning.
Yeah,
nerves,
he was just like, because he's competed. He knows like he knows. I get really intense. Like I'm a pretty chill dude, but I get really intense like in competing. Yeah. So, but he was like, this is different. Something's like he's kind of something looks off.
He's off,
and he didn't even mention it. He was just like, yo, like there's a pretty sick band downstairs. Like you should come down. And I was like, what, dude? Like, it's the night before the event. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is a World Cup. This is not fucking nationals, dude. Like, or whatever. Like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing? And he was like, no, they're pretty sick. Like, let's go, you know?
Yeah.
So we went down for, like, we just drank beer down there and watched the band. There was this, a Finnish band called Armat. Which means the bitches.
The bitches.
Yes, the bitches. We watched the bitches. There's a bunch of big, fat Finnish dudes.
At Colorado?
At the Colorado. Rocking out, dude. And we just did it down there. Nothing crazy. Just drank a couple beers and hung out.
Totally relax you though. Totally
went right back to sleep. Went upstairs. We walked upstairs because the hotel's right above the bar. Walked right up. Went to sleep. Came out the next day and was the highest American finisher.
Yeah.
7th place or something.
Boom. Calmed you down. Got you in the right frame of mind.
I can't remember if that was the 4th or the 7th place, but.
Gotcha.
Either way, it was just like, and the whole U.S. team then was like, whoa.
All right. We're gonna have to deal with
we got to deal with this,
Yeah,
but they were cool. Like I remember the PT Chuck Williams at the time. Like we were at the after party.
Chuck.
He came up at the after party like fucking Dylan, man. Like you're the man. He was so cool.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking rock. And I was like, wow, thank you. It's like the greatest 7th place of all time. I've had a lot of 7th places, like tons of them.
There's a couple on there when I was
a lot of
doing
4ths and a lot of 7ths.
A lot of 4ths, a lot of 7ths.
Yeah. And it's just, that was the best 7th place for sure. Cause it was just like
most memorable.
Those guys.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like that, but it was like that,
Right. Yeah.
It just felt really good. It was cool.
Yeah. Especially like coming into the new scene, Devonville, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. The whole thing was like so raw, dude.
Yeah.
And
so you guys settled down after that, kind of got your bearings, got your,
Yeah.
No, for sure.
It was sick, man. It was, dude, just going on tour with your boy, dude. Like going on tour with you. Dude, how many, I guess a lot of your friends were in skiing and with you a lot of the time.
Yeah, on some of those tours for sure.
But it's like
fun.
Dude, imagine if you could pick like the coolest dude of all your dudes to be your coach.
Probably wouldn't work out that well.
Probably
wouldn't work out that well in
but
fairness.
I don't know, dude. Like for me, it was the greatest thing of all time, dude. It was like it is the thing that worked the most. It totally worked, dude.
Right, just
like
mashed.
I was coaching myself. Like all credit to Alex, like he knows his shit, but I was coaching myself the whole time.
Right.
We're watching video, Alex say something and be like, nah, that's not what I see, like whatever. but none of it mattered. None of it mattered because it was like, that's my boy, like, and he was like, we had all these like cool we started all these like rituals at the time, over those years we still
another cult in the cult.
We created a cult, dude, but like we have there is like
in the rituals.
Even right now, like there's a new cult out there floating around that exists, dude. It's got some really cool dudes in it.
Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, that was the shit. And then going to the Olympics with your fucking best friend as your coach, dude. Like, come on.
Now, was that hard to facilitate with, or was the ski team pretty good about that?
I don't know who made it happen. By that time, there was no animosity. There was no major animosity at that point.
Gotcha.
I had problems with people. I had fundamental problems with people who were, the way I see it, like fucking with my career.
Gotcha. Right.
By not having me on the ski team, I thought that was stupid. I thought that was dumb because I was still performing better than most of their whole team.
Right.
I think Brad was like the only dude who was like really better than me all the way up until the games.
Yeah.
Like it was like Brad and me, and even me above Brad's at some points, you know.
Couple, yeah.
So, the way I saw it, I was like, I was still their best dude, But I thought that was dumb. But I wasn't mad at their on-hill staff.
Right.
Like Caleb and I are homies, Brian and I get along pretty well now.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like by the end, it wasn't like that. It was more like they were trying to and Matt was like really cool about trying to help me get Alex there. Yeah. Like they got it, like they understood what it was, and they kind of did. I don't know, and I think Mike Page maybe helped a bit in there, and I don't know who exactly, because I remember calling Mike Page and like, dude, can you help like get Alex there? Like I don't know. And originally it was gonna be like they only bring so many staff members, right? So like, if you can't, and I think this is part of a certain
amount of accreditations to be
right. You only get so many, and it's like if we bring your private coach, then we can't bring a cook or something.
Someone else gets cut. Yeah.
Luckily for Beijing, none of those other people were able to go because it was COVID. So we didn't have like team
a bunch
housing.
Of people fighting.
Yeah, there wasn't all these like kind of random.
Yeah. Okay.
Like all the coaches are in, right? All the PTs are in, all the doctors are in. This stuff goes through like no problem.
Right.
It's all those kind of like, in my opinion,
kind of fringe,
my opinion, irrelevant people. Like people, like who cares if we have like 4 chefs there? Like I don't give a shit. I'm gonna eat pizza anyway, dude.
Right.
Like whatever it is. But we didn't have any of those people because
COVID.
Because of COVID. So it ended up working out. I think that's kind of how that ended up happening. Because originally the plan was like what Mike. I remember what Mike could do and what he like figured out how to do was like to get Alex. He's like, I can get him into the venue somewhat, which is also really weird because of the whole COVID thing. Like
that'd be crazy.
I can get him
that'd
there.
Be really hard.
He's not going to be able to be in the coach's area, but like we can, because he's with the board, right?
Right.
Like we think we can get him in there. And then like eventually we just kind of got a call that was like, when I got my call to go to the Olympics, it was also Alex's call to go to the Olympics.
Gotcha.
And Ganoza,
so they
was
had
like,
ironed it out. They got it all figured out.
He was basically like, you're in, you're going, and Alex is going as a coach. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, he is official U.S. Olympic coach. Like he is the real thing. Like he is a U.S. ski team Olympic coach, like for us.
Wow.
And I was like sick. So Alex was in a full uniform.
Yeah. No, that's
whatever.
Sick.
He's not just like some guy down there, which is what we thought was going to be. Like he was going to stand around there in like jeans or some shit at the bottom. Like, no, he was like in a full kit, whatever. No. Like he was official.
That's sick.
Full credential, everything.
Yeah.
Which was like so cool that they hooked that up.
Right. And it seems like it's kind of been better ever since, as you've touched on like earlier.
Yeah, dude, I just know like ever since that moment, it was like all of a sudden, because I may have been a douchebag for a long time, but I wasn't. There was a point where I stopped. Yeah. And everyone just kept treating me like a douchebag. And I was like, it really didn't understand it at that point, I was like, why?
Right.
Is this like I'm not
that same person?
Why are you putting me in this corner?
Right.
Like why are you making me fight you for no reason?
Right.
Why are you putting up this fight? Because I'm not. Yeah. And since then, then there's been this kind of era of respect since then, where I've felt much more respected by them since then. Yeah,
that's awesome. It only helps like ultimately you trying to be at your best and getting results for the U.S. Right?
Yeah, it's like, exactly, and the future of the sport too. Like I remember Ganoza. I talked to Ganoza a little bit, and he was like, I don't want you to leave mogul skiing hating it because we need you. Yeah, we need what you know. For the future, you're an asset to the sport in the future. So if we piss you off, and make you hate the sport and just leave and walk away, then there's knowledge that we're not going to get out of
that you're losing,
that kids aren't going to get in the future that maybe is important, And that's the same for it's not just me; it's anyone. Like, how many dudes walked away sour?
Bunch. Yeah, we talked about it talks about
like, what's
why
the point,
leaving
dude?
bitter. Yeah, it talks about leaving bitter.
What's the point, dude?
Sure.
That sucks. Like you take dudes that have all that information, all those things, experience that they learn, and then
well, I mean, pretty much everybody in the sport usually leaves bitter for the most part because, I mean, we talked about it the other day. There's only a couple people that win the gold medal.
Yeah, dude, I haven't won any shit in a super long time, but that won't make me upset. Right. When I leave the sport.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of that knowledge and everything else, let's talk a little bit about Steezy Joe
Network.
Yeah. How did that kind of transpire? How'd that come to be?
Dude, I've always been super secretive about like my technique and any of my drills and anything like this, and then eventually I just like hit a point, and the guy I play, he's Michael Schaefer is the guy I play in a band with. He was the bass player, and now he's the lead guitar and keys. He's kind of the everything guy in the band. But I don't know, we just met like playing music, and then turns out he was a ski instructor, and then we just like over the time to the music thing started talking more and more about skiing, and then I don't know when it happened that like YouTube was going to be like a thing, and his idea, my idea, I don't remember. It might have been like group thing. Maybe it was his. I honestly don't remember.
Gotcha.
But then we were just like, we should do this.
Like
we should do something. And I actually approached John about it too. And I was like, John, like at ski camps, like last year when I was working with him, like, do you want to video like some, like let's put our mark on skiing. Like let's let people know what we think is good. Because if we don't ever, like if we just sit here and talk about like how our shit is better or like what we think is right all the time, but nobody knows what we're doing or what we're talking about or what we have to say, then we're not really accomplishing anything. Like we're just kind of sitting here shitting on what we deem as bad skiing, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense. But he was like, he's like, it's not his job, Yeah. But then I don't know. Michael was like, like this is cool. Let's do this, and we're just been doing it, and it's cool to put like some
content's
some
great.
drills
I've watched
out.
all. Yeah.
Like it's been successful. We're not as active with it as we should be. Like we need to be creating more content and doing it better. But it's tough when you're like trying to train and shit and move around and like I don't know, dude, you edit videos, dude.
Yeah, I gotta edit
forever, dude. Like I don't do any. Michael does all of that stuff. I don't have to do any. I just have I write the drills and then write the scripts.
Gotcha.
And then we do them. But like it's
it's a lot of work. then you're coming up with the shorts, you're cutting those,
I don't do any of that shit. Michael
no, but I'm saying
but
that there's a lot that goes into
so much work,
doing a bunch of that stuff, for sure.
It's so much work.
And traveling on the road, going to camps, everything else.
Yeah. And it's been cool for me. It's been really cool for Michael as well. And
Steezy Joe Network.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And I think
it's just on YouTube?
It's
you guys
just,
doing Instagram
we're on
stuff?
Instagram, but our Instagram is like not updated properly.
Okay.
It needs to be more professionalized. We're it's just not great. Like we're learning, on the job.
Gotcha.
The goal is to offer. One of the main goals that we have is to manipulate the opinion of the sport, the culture of the sport, and the technique of the sport from the outside in. Okay. I think it's very difficult to change the perception of the sport from inside the sport.
Right.
And I don't know if you've noticed that, like, through your coaching and stuff. No matter what you do or what you deem is the correct way to ski or something, right, as a coach.
Yeah.
You can go coach all those kids that way, but the judges aren't going to change anything.
Right.
Right? They're still going to be, like, even if you have the greatest technique ever as a coach and you coach these kids and your kids have the greatest technique ever, it's so hard to, like, watch that and not get the result, you know what I mean? Because some other guy that, like, worked out a bunch and went straight and pivoted his shit all the way down the hill gets a better result than you.
Right. Yep.
And it's like, I don't know, and my idea is, like, maybe I can show if in the recreation, like, the sport started recreationally, right? Like, it didn't start as a fifth sport.
Right.
It started as, like, basically a bunch of like really good ski instructors that were proving whatever that Russian page is, the Mogul Camp one, the Smish, those guys, they had like a shirt that was like, you don't suck at mogul skiing, you suck at skiing, and bumps prove it, right? Like that, like, that's sick, because that's like, dude, that's the gauge for like, that's like moguls are the equalizer, dude. It's the classic 100%. Gauge of, are you good at skiing? Can you make a real turn in the moguls?
That's how I got into it.
Right.
My dad was like, this is the hardest thing on the mountain.
Yeah.
I need to get better at this. Yeah.
Like, it started by like just basically really good dudes like testing each other, or ski instructors like testing each other in the bumps, right?
Right. Yeah.
So to bring the sport to a wider recreational audience is like my goal, and by doing that, to inform more people that are watchers of the sport, to create more watchers of the sport,
right?
And then in to create more watchers of the sport that are interested in what I think are the right things at skiing, that are interested in beautiful skiing,
right?
And mogul skiing is the everyman sport, right? It's the only competitive skiing sport that you're actually judged on, with the exception of Japanese technical skiing events. It's the only like legit official like FIS sport in skiing where you're actually judged on your turn.
Right.
Like, people say like, oh, like alpine skiers are amazing. Yeah, they're amazing. Yep. Like, jet skiers are amazing. They're sick.
Right. 100%.
And their turn is built on functionality, and it's amazing.
Right.
But it's not. They're not being judged on how good their turn is. They're just how fast their turn is.
On the style.
Their turn is. Our sport cannot be that.
Yeah.
We cannot beat slopestyle and jumps. So who cares? Those guys, like, slopestyle and aerials, are gonna have cooler tricks than we do.
Yeah.
We can't go down that road. Like, that's all we've been doing, is just going down that road, and it's enough. Enough is enough of that.
Well, you can let doubles in.
Well, yeah, for sure. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But let's not go down the road and say that, like, I would say, like, over the last of my career, the only major improvement we've seen in the sport is speed and aerials. Right. And my response to that is, who fucking cares? Because
well, I think part of that too, in when they created the new scoring system, right, the 100-point scoring system. Because back in the day, you used to have 5-0 turn scores, 4-9, 5. Right. They'd give out 5-0s. They would give out that. Where now it's so slotted. Right. Okay, Akuma's an 18-3. We'll give Mick an 18-1. We'll give Mac Rand, just boom,
the
boom,
differentiation is the DD.
And then it all just ends up coming down to fucking speed and air anyway, because you take out the carving and this, like, So
but what did we lose though? Like if you look, dude, people were better at skiing moguls in 1985 than they are right now. Right. And that's embarrassing because that's our sport.
But
dude.
I think also there has been a progression. Like especially with how the courses are built, there has been and as you touched on earlier, that progression is speed. Like that has come into.
But who cares?
What's going to get you the result, right? That's at least on the World Cup level. That's the people that care. Like I agree,
for sure.
Like that's part of. I think the style has come out.
Yeah,
which is one of the main thing. Like
the beauty
coming up. It's like it was freestyle. Like I wanted to have that absorption extension of Jean-Luc and that upper body of just quiet up. Like so you're pulling really all these different things and like what you're able to create, which doesn't really exist anymore.
Right.
Like
that's a little sad.
Yeah, it is super sad. Super sad. I mean, that was the stuff I thought was super, super cool. Like now you don't have that much time to even extend on a World Cup course. Like you don't have that much time to fucking check this out. Or you're going to be super slow.
You're not going to get a full. Well, no, I don't think there's any chance it's going to be a full cycle turn anyway. Like it's just like there's nothing there to ski a full cycle turn.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I've skied. How many World Cup years have I skied?
12. What do we got?
12 or 13, something.
Yeah, 12 years.
So I've skied courses.
You've seen the change. Then you've seen that change.
Sure.
100%.
But even I mentioned like when I rocked up to Megève for my very first event ever.
Right.
In my head, I was like, these are kids moguls. There's like little
these are
tiny little turns.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
And dude, if we put that against Ruka, right now, it's like, is there even a mogul there? I don't know. I skied one whenever I added a mogul because there wasn't enough turns in the course.
Sick. A little double turn in there.
So, but you know, like
I don't think you got rewarded for that though.
No, I think I lost points. I think that the judges are so lost in their fucking.
That was sick. I remember that.
They forgot what skiing was, and they're like they deducted it. It was like that was a he.
That wasn't last year. That was the year before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was sick.
Yeah, we were slipping the course, and I talked to Caleb, and I was like, one of my goals this year is to just do like some really cool
cheeky
stuff.
Double turn.
Like I just want to do like I was kind of like messing around with him at like the couple days before the event. And I was like, I just want to do like cool things, you know, like maybe a reversal or I just kind of spit it out like a reversal or a double turn or something. Yeah. And I was like, I want to prove that like I can ski better than these dudes or that I I can do something, you know. And then we were slipping the course, and I think it was Caleb, Mateo, and I coming down for finals. Training slip or whatever, and then Caleb was like, he made a joke, like we came back like that section there where there's like an empty section. He was like, yeah, not a bad place to do the double turn. And he was like joking, like it was like a joke, you know. And
you're like,
and I was like,
I can put it in there.
I kind of looked at it and I was like, maybe, dude. Like it's like it's so tight, you know. Like that was a 20-second run, you know. To throw a double turn in a 20-second run on a World Cup is insanity. Like it doesn't even make sense, but.
There's room.
Like at that speed, like when those guys were doing that in the 70s and 80s, whatever.
Right, they're on a pair of 210s.
And they're going so much slower, right? Like they're going way slower. And there's all this space, you know. It's like this was like madness to try and like do that. It was like just silly. And then like a World Cup, like who's gonna do? That's just like a silly thing to do. Like who's gonna throw away an event just to do this thing? You know what? I didn't see it like that at all. But I think that like
no, I thought it was sick. Like I thought it was dope. I remember giving you props. I was like, dude,
that
fucking double turn.
Like your whole team, like all, like Pete and everyone was like, that was in mad. You know, everyone was like, this is insane. Like I watched it so many times. Like, so Ben came over and was like, that was the craziest shit I've seen. Whatever. But like Caleb made a joke about it, and then I was like, I went up to lift with Mateo, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try it out in training. And came down, I like hit one in the training run, and it was actually way better than the one I did in the event. I think it was more slipped, you know, it was like nicer.
You got that nice, pretty buff.
And I came down to Brian, he was like, dude, you're on fire. That was a sick run. I don't know if you need that extra turn though. Like I don't think he like knew what I was like doing. Like I don't know, no one briefed because Caleb was like up at the top at that point. Like no one briefed him. He's like, I don't think you need the extra. And I was like, I'm gonna do it, dude. Like it's pretty cool. Like, it worked. Like I'm gonna do that shit. And he was like, okay, you know, like do your
good luck.
Man. And then he was like, once I said it, he was like psyched. He was like, okay, like
sick.
That'll be really cool, you know, like do that. Yeah. Yeah, like do what you like. I think that's the piece of the culture is he's got this like attitude of like do what, like just do what makes you like do what you need to do, you know, like do what's gonna make you have the best experience, you know,
have the best experience to be the most successful.
Because so like it's cool, you know. Then I think what did I get there? Like fucking 12. That was the best 12th place ever, dude.
Yeah,
I was hyped out. I came down, I was just like smiling. I was like so psyched. I was like,
up.
because I didn't train it all that whole season. I took the whole off season off that year.
Yeah.
To learn how to paraglide. And it's because I needed a fucking break, dude. It was like too many years of the same
routine.
Yeah, so I was like,
going to the same places, same rituals, water ramp camps.
And I don't know if you paid attention to any of my training before that event, but I was so bad, dude. I was so bad. Like everyone was like pretty bummed. Like I think they were like, "Whoa, he really sucks. Like this is gonna go bad." I rocked up on comp day. And shit was just on, like my ski was just on fire, dude. Like, you know, they cut the holes in the jumps, they put the panels up, and then my brain was just like, whatever.
It's back.
Yeah, and everything was there.
Yeah. Did you have that flow feeling?
For sure, dude. That
top
was,
of that one? Yeah, that was 100%, a good one.
Dude,
yeah.
100%.
That's sick.
Like I said, it's not, and it's fleeting, dude. Like these years, the more and more years,
right.
The testosterone drops, the adrenaline response drops. You know, you don't get that what you used to get every run.
Right.
It's fleeting, and it takes that right moment. And my hope is that my right moment connects with the right moment, and I think that's my edge. Yeah. I can have the success I want to have in the next season here if I can make those moments connect. And that's what I need to do.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Well, dude, this has been awesome, man. Really appreciate you taking the time, coming on,
We didn't even have to talk about like any of the super weird stuff.
That can be the whole next podcast.
I was making a joke the other night with Hunter that we could do a whole podcast just on like extracurricular weird
activities.
Yeah. Like extracurricular.
Do that for the next one.
Skiing camp activities. Just crazy stories from weird stuff. Who knows?
Well, actually, there's one thing we could also touch on
Trucks
as well in the
blowing
next
up.
one. Shit blowing up
Shit
at training
blowing
camps.
up at training camps. Yeah, I'm surprised Hunter Bailey didn't bring that up when you talked to him about questions. One year I gave him a smell aversion to diesel fuel because we were driving up to Whistler. It was like 20-something hour drive, and I blew the fuel pump in Washington in my F-350, and it was like a fire hose of diesel pouring, like shooting out and into the thing, and the whole way. We crossed the border in Canada at like 2 a.m, and I didn't have license plates on the truck or anything. He was pissed, dude. Like the Canadian dude was pissed. The border patrol guy was pissed, and they're like leaving the thing, and he's like, you gotta get that plate on there and tell us make sure the Mounties are gonna come get you. And I was like, what are they gonna run me down with the horses? And then I like peeled out of there, and there's this puddle of diesel on the ground in the thing, and he comes running out because he couldn't. I left the truck running the whole time. I couldn't shut it off because else it wouldn't start again, and it was just dumping fuel, dude. There was gallons of diesel on the ground. And he runs out, he's screaming, and I was like, "We're going, dude. We're going. We're out.
We made it.
Yeah. It was like Hunter. Dude, we had like jugs of diesel. And Hunter was running out while the truck was still running. I'd pull over the side of the road. He'd run out, dump like a couple gallons in. Dude, we were getting, it was like gallons to the mile, you know, like it was from the border to Whistler. It was just like insanity, dude. I'll fix that shit in the parking lot next day.
It's good to go.
Whatever, dude. Drove it home. Drove to California. Then we flew to Australia. Then picked it up again and drove back.
Sweet.
Sick, dude. Those are the days, dude.
Those were the days.
We had camps.
You got a new truck now, though.
Yeah. Transmission blew up. It's got a new transmission now.
Yeah, fixed that yesterday. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh shit, I don't even have. I have some in the fingernail still.
A little bit. Well, yeah, dude. Thanks for doing this, and we'll have to do another one.
That was super cool, dude.
Yeah,
I'd love to get into more about.
Yeah.
What I think good mogul skiing is maybe next time.
Sounds good to me,
dude. I got
a
lot of opinions on that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, maybe we can argue about it.
Maybe we can argue, or we could be on the same page.
We're probably on the same page.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.